Hello and welcome to another episode of Ethnobotany. In this episode we'll cover a large number of plants used in the Middle East for ethnobotanical purposes. Let's get started. You'll start with plants in Israel. Malva is an annual or biannual herb with hairy stems and big leaves, up to 12 centimeters wide, and pink or purple flowers with disc-shaped fruits. In local cuisine, leaves are eaten raw or cooked according to the local tradition, with the seeds being used as flower sources. In the local gathering tradition, malva is considered the most important plant, and it's considered the most nutritional plant amongst the gathering cultures that dwell in Israel. The scientific name for a species is Malva nicensis. Next would be the Syrian marjoram. It's one of the most popular plants for seasoning in Israel, and is used in the spice blend zahater as a key ingredient. Its species name is Organium syracium. As a food source, it's used by drying the leaves and blending it with salt, olive oil, and sumac, and mixed with sesame seeds. Served usually with pita bread. This plant is mentioned in the Bible and in the New Testament. In Exodus 12:21-22, Kings 4:3, Psalms 51:7, and John 19:28-30. It was once described as a treatment for leprosy in Leviticus 14:4, and was used in worship, as mentioned in Numbers 19:6. Now on to the next plant, the tumble thistle, known by the scientific name Gundalia tomiferi. It's a thistle species used as a food source. The young leaves are used as a vegetable, often cooked with onions and spices. The stems are often picked and cleaned to be cooked with meat, either fried or boiled, or even grilled. The seeds are sometimes used as coffee substitutes. In terms of folklore, several biblical researchers think this is a plant referred to in the Bible as a wield as stubborn before the wind, mentioned in Psalms 83:14. Now on to prickly asparagus, known by the common name Asparagus aphyllus. The young shoots are eaten like regular asparagus, either fried with egg or pickled in brine. It was explicitly mentioned as a food crop during the Islamic period, and you can find many of these plants growing in woody groves around the land of Israel, and has been used medicinally as a means of relieving pain. Now on to the next plant, yellow wild pea, known as Pisum fulvum. The legumes are eaten raw or cooked, and leaves are eaten raw. It seems that this plant was used since ancient times during the 6th and 7th millennium BC around Turkey, Iraq, and Israel, and was used heavily by hunter-gatherers. Now the next plant on our list is the Palestine Aram, known by its scientific name Aram Palestinium. Unlike other species of aram, this one's not that poisonous, and the poison can be deactivated with lemon and thorough cooking, and has historically been used as both medicine and food in spite of their toxicity. Based on archaeological evidence, these plants were likely introduced to Israel around 1447 BCE, as that's when the first depictions of this plant were found, and there is some evidence of these plants being brought from Canaan. In Arabian folk medicine, it is used to treat cancer and as a deworming treatment. Now on to the next plant, the Mount Tabor oak, known by its scientific name Quercus isabellus. The acorns are used for roasting and grinding purposes to make different foodstuffs. There's many folkloric tales about the oak providing food at times of scarcity, with the oldest tree being dated back to 500 years ago. Now on to the next one, Dwarf Chicory, known by its scientific name Chicorum pulmonum. This plant has green leaves that are cooked in water in order to neutralize the bitterness, which are then fried with onions and spices, with young leaves being eaten for salad purposes, and the roots can be used to make coffee substitutes. In Arabian folk medicine, it is used to treat urine problems, constipation, and arthritis, as well as rashes and minor injuries, as well as a treatment for worms. Now on to our last plant, the field enrigo, known by the scientific name Erigum cretifum. The young leaves are eaten for salad purposes, and the thick roots are cooked or eaten raw. It was used by the Arabs as a means of treating stings, as well as Passover meals in the case of the Hebrews. And once again, it was used as a deworming medicine, as well as a means of treating kidney stones. Now on to the next plant. Here are the plants used by ancient healers within the Bedouin tribes of the Middle East. Capparis spinosa, known as the common caper bush, is used historically to treat urinary problems, infertility, and as a condiment. It is also used to treat other sex-related problems. The next plant is called Retema ratum, known by the common name white broom. It is used to treat sore throat and as an eye drop. It is also used to treat infertility within females, as well as a treatment for syphilis. On to the next plant, Anastasia Chuntia. The common name, St. Mary's flower. It is used to treat piles and intestinal problem. It is also used to treat female infertility and other feminine problems. It is also used to treat male impotency, and it's believed that Mary clenched this plant in her hand while giving birth to baby Jesus. Next we'll cover Astromecia Scissorfolium, known by the common name Balbus. It is mostly used as an aphrodisiac and a way of treating performance problems, let's say. Next we'll talk about Populus alba, known by the common name Abbey poplar. It is used for rheumatism and as a stimulant. Now on to Lactuta sativa, better known as lettuce. The seeds are used for sedative purposes and the leaves are used to treat impotence. Next is garden cress, known by its scientific name Lepidium sativum. It is used to treat bad colds, coughs, and liver pains, and asthma and general urine problems. Oh, and syphilis as well. Next is Lepidata pyrotechnia, known by the common name broom bush. It is used for bladder problems and fire making. Next is Lilium cadidum, known as white lily in common parlance. It is used to treat kidney infections and infertility. Next is Phaphysia gargentia, known as a dries plant. It is used to treat feminine problems and rheumatism and bronchitis and chest pains. Next we'll cover Withenia somnifera. It is used as a knockout agent and an antibacterial, but it's also incredibly poisonous. Also used for impotency. There are more plants, but they overlap with other videos I've done, so that covers everything. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to me on BitChute for a greater variety of content, 4 videos a week. And thank you to all my subscribers on both platforms. I appreciate it.